everybody. Thank you. Welcome to the Adam Christman Show. Happy Friday, everyone. So good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. So I always have like some good friends that I know throughout my lifetime, and this is a really good one that I got too. And,
Thank you.
I want to introduce you all to a good friend, proud to call him my friend, Tony Foglio. And Tony, you are with Greenway Mortgage Corporation.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
So what do you do for a living?
A mortgage banker.
Okay, mortgage banking.
Yep.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about some mortgages and how kind of what it's like in 2018, where the market's heading, and all those different things. But I always like to talk to you guys, talk to you, and to tell them, you know, kind of how it all started. Like, how do you got interested in the mortgage broker business, and how long you've been doing it for, and all of that? So,
Well, I've been at it for about 20 years. I got into the business. I had another career prior to this, but I wanted to do something that was more of a self-employed type of thing.
Okay.
Back in 2001, the mortgage business was a very busy place, so I jumped in with both feet and never looked back.
Yeah.
So it was very exciting for me.
Nice.
And we've had a bit of a roller coaster ride over the years now.
Yeah.
And we're back. Things are good.
2008
the market
was
is
a
good.
little bit of a hiccup.
2000 was a little bit of a hiccup, yeah. But we're back, and we're moving right along. Greenway Mortgage, great company.
where are you located?
We have several offices, but our corporate office is in Middletown on
Okay.
Tyndall Road.
New Jersey.
New Jersey, yes. But we are licensed in Florida, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and North Carolina at this
Okay.
point. So yeah, and we're a Fannie, what they call, we sell direct to Fannie Mae, which is huge. There's no third-party people involved. We cut out all the fluff. We do all of our own underwriting, and it's a great company that's we're growing and growing in leaps and bounds every day.
Oh, that's really
Yeah,
good.
so
How
it's
do you
very
like
exciting.
it there?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love what I do. I get to help people get them into homes that they never thought they could get, and fulfill dreams that they never thought were possible.
Yeah, it really is being part. Everyone wants a little bit of piece of that American dream,
Yep,
you know, of being a
absolutely.
homeowner and owning it, and to be part of that journey must be really, it feels good and fulfilling.
It's exciting. It really is, and especially after all that we've been through, the mortgage business now, people have this big misconception that they're not mortgageable.
Right.
In reality, the banks just have this concept now that they want you to have a job.
Yes.
And actually
Yeah,
be able
it's
to,
true.
yeah, I mean, years ago, that wasn't even the case.
You know, it's funny you say that, because I talk to my friends about mortgages, and they always are so fearful of it. Like, oh, it's like going through hoops and boundaries, but it doesn't seem like that anymore.
No,
right?
for a while it was when all the regulations were put in place, because quite honestly, they were changing so fast, we didn't know what we could and couldn't do
Yes.
from week to week. But now everything has settled down.
That's good.
Most people are mortgageable. You just have to maintain decent credit, and again, like I said, a job would be a good thing.
Right,
and
having a job. You
kind of got to have a job, and
Right.
they've streamlined it. It's come a long way.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
really
always
has.
good. You know, one of the things that everyone, when you start with a mortgage, is looking at your credit score.
Right.
You know, do you have
Right.
any suggestions on people that are saying, you know what, my credit's not so good, Tony. Can I get a mortgage? Is it possible?
Yeah, what winds up happening with a lot of those people are if they're going to look for a house, they should come very early in the process.
Okay.
And have somebody like myself look at their credit. I'm not a credit expert, but I do have people that we can send them to that will help them fix their credit, repair their credit. Not debt consolidation or anything like that. That's really not a good thing. But what you want to do is come early. We can get you prepped for it. And usually, most of the people that come, normally within 3 to 6 months, they're buying a home because
Wow,
their credit
that's
is
pretty-
better.
that's
And
good.
I can make a suggestion, especially even for parents with children that are getting ready to move on in life. Help them establish credit early. Secure bank cards, authorized users on their credit cards, things like that can help the kids, so when they're ready to leave and they're ready to go buy something, so they don't have to rent forever.
Right.
You know, and get their credit in shape before they leave the house.
That's really interesting. You're right. Because at first, I was always wanting to buy things right away, but not use things on the credit card, and I was wondering
Right.
why it was affecting my credit score.
Right. You don't
because
have a report card.
that's
You're not
exactly
taking
right.
any classes.
Yeah.
Right? That's what a credit
Yeah.
score is. It's a report card on how well you've done with those pieces of credit.
Right.
So you have to have them.
And if you pay them on time, of course,
Right.
versus you know all that, it really helps.
Yeah, it helps.
A
It
real
absolutely
healthy
does
credit
help.
check and
Yeah.
everything.
And they go back. They want to see what they call trade lines for a year or two before they're gonna give you a mortgage. So
Yes.
you want to do that early on when you're young.
What's your take about the mortgage rates and interest rates right now?
Well, interest rates are going to go
Yeah.
up. They're going
Yeah.
to go up slowly. They've been artificially low for a very, very long time. We all know that.
Right.
So they are going to start creeping up. The biggest thing I'm seeing out there now is we have a lot of people that want to buy homes here in New Jersey anyway, and the inventory is very low. There's not a lot of homes for sale.
So it's kind of flipping.
It's flipping
the
a little
other
bit.
way
Yeah,
around.
it's driving home prices up a little bit,
Right.
And as well as interest rates a little bit. But
Yeah.
they are going up. They're going to go up slowly because we won't be able to. They're not going to be able to just have them jump up.
Right.
It'll stifle everything. But yeah.
And I've used you personally, and I
Right.
think you're fantastic because you make a somewhat kind of a stressful to the common homeowner. Let's just say,
Sure.
that doesn't know anything. It makes it less stressful with you doing everything for us, basically.
Right.
So I did a refinance with Tony years ago, and it was fantastic. My brother has used him. We have nothing but praise to say about you,
Thank
not
you. I
because we just
appreciate
love you. And he's slipping me a $20 bill right now.
Yeah, of course.
But but it was really, really wonderful. But so for refinancing too, what's the general rule to say to Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Hey, now's a good time to refinance on your house, or
Well, everybody's situation is specific to them. They may be refinancing because they're sending kids to school. Maybe they have a longer-term mortgage that they want to reduce the years on it.
Okay.
Or they need to pull money out for something. So it's, just because your neighbor is refinancing doesn't mean that you should. It's situation specific. So what you need to do is call somebody like myself and lay everything out on the table, get an idea how long you plan on being in the house, and then we can go over numbers to see whether it's beneficial.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, good input. Good input, Tony Foglio.
I try. Do what I can.
Well, we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll meet you on the other side. We're going to talk a little bit more about credit checks and mortgages, and so we'll see you in about, 2 minutes, Tony? Do you
Sounds
need
good.
Sounds good?
2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes works for me.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Thanks.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Adam Christman Show. You can clap, Tony. It's fine. It's just us. My audience is just Tony and I.
Sounded good.
Right. Yeah. So we're with Tony Foglio, and you're at
Greenway Mortgage.
Greenway Mortgage. And, Tony, you were just talking on the first segment, we were talking about the housing market being a little bit more competitive, right? It's a little tough.
Right.
So,
Inventory is low.
Inventory is low. So in this market, what are your recommendations for new potential home buyers? What are some things that they need to...
Well, the first thing we discussed a little earlier is get your credit checked. Make sure that you're capable of doing it. There's nothing on there that you didn't know was on there. I mean, some people have Credit Karma and things like that, which are fairly accurate, but what we do is we pull what they call a tri-merge.
Okay.
We pull from all the big repositories, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and we take the middle score, and that's what drives your mortgage. So you want to make sure that, first of all, you're mortgageable, and second of all, you're entitled to the best rate. So you want to get your credit score up there. And then there's what they call pre-qualification and pre-approval, and if you're seriously looking to buy a home, the first thing you should do after you have your credit checked is you should get pre-approved. A pre-qualification basically means I would talk to you for 5 minutes on the phone, check your credit, and
so you find out
if
right
you
away?
you tell me what your annual income is, you tell me what you have in the bank, but I have no proof of that. Okay. So that's a pre-qualification, and then you can go around and start looking for homes. The best thing to do is a pre-approval, where we get together, or you can go on my website, and you actually give me all the documents that you've explained. So I have your credit, your income, your debt, anything pertaining to the mortgage.
Okay.
So what we do is we then get the loan itself pre-approved, so that you're a pre-approved buyer. And all you do is that when you find the home that you want, we just plug in the property, and you're almost done.
Oh,
That
that's
in
faster
this
then.
market, that
Yeah,
makes
that'll
you, if you're selling your home, you would rather have a pre-approved buyer looking at your home than somebody with a pre-qual, because there's so many steps involved to getting to the closing.
Yes.
Somebody who's pre-approved. they can go ahead-
Realtors always ask you that too when you're looking at houses. Like,
Yeah.
are you pre-approved?
Yeah.
Because it's like it takes, I guess, half the hassle out of it, right?
Yeah, it takes a lot of the hassle out of it, and if you're selling a home, you're going to be more comfortable accepting an offer from someone who is
Sure,
pre-approved,
yeah.
as opposed to being pre-qualified.
Right, because
So
then
it's
you're
important.
at closing and everything falls through.
Well,
or whatnot
yeah,
too,
it falls through, or you never get
Yeah, you never
close
get the
to it, and then
closing.
you have to put the house back on the market and go through all the steps again. So
Wow.
it's a great tool to be pre-approved as opposed to pre-qualified in this market.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what's the more, I know everybody's budgets are different, but there's the 30-year fixed mortgage, there's the 15, there's the 10, there's
actually,
ARMs, right?
mortgages come in 5-year increments.
Okay.
30-year, 25-year, 20, all the way down the line.
Okay.
And it depends on your situation. In this market where rates are very low, and we all know that without some unforeseen event, they're only going to go up from here. I don't recommend adjustable rate mortgages unless you know you're being relocated for 5 years and you want to take out a 7-year ARM just to make sure that you cover yourself. But yeah, there's all types of mortgages out there for everybody.
I had somebody inbox me from my Facebook page, the Adam Christman Show. They knew you were coming on.
Okay.
And they see it's it's silly, but it's actually a common question that you see with Alex Trebek, and he talks about reverse mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not Alex Trebek. I think I just made that up. The other guy.
Oh gosh, what's his name?
There's
a few of them talking about it. William Shatner does it now too, I think.
Yeah, that's
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but they wanted to know what is a reverse mortgage? Is it for them?
A reverse mortgage is it's the same thing as a regular mortgage. It's a lien on the property.
Okay.
But in a reverse mortgage, you don't have to pay it back in monthly increments. So years ago when reverse mortgages were done, they were a big problem. They got a really bad name. But for someone who the only money they have or the only net worth they have is their home, it's a really good product to look into because they can take it and they get approved for a certain amount of money. They can take it in monthly increments. They can take it in a lump sum.
Okay.
And what happens is once that person passes on, if it, mom or dad or whatever,
right.
The same thing happens as with a forward mortgage. Everybody thinks they're going to take your house. They're not. The bank gets paid first, and the children get what's left in that situation. They're a little more costly up front because they're done for elderly people, so they're not going to be around much longer. But they're a great product for some people. I've done some for people, and they are ecstatic that they did them. Ecstatic.
Do most homeowners, do they include within their mortgage, is it mostly property taxes that get thrown in and their homeowner's insurance? Do a lot of owners tend to do that, homeowners?
Most people will do that. The banks like it that way. Then the homeowner also doesn't have to worry about running to the tax office and paying their bill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So most people will generally do that. The banks would prefer that too because the only thing that supersedes a mortgage lien is a tax lien.
Gotcha.
And if you're going to take on the responsibility of paying your own taxes, sometimes the rate might even be off a little bit.
That's interesting. So listen to this statistic. I want to just give you a little information. Some little FYI for you, Mr. Foglio.
Yes.
It says, according to a recent report from the National Association of Realtors, people aged 35 and younger represented 35% of all home buyers during that past year, which is a larger percentage in any generation. 2/3 of these buyers were first-time home buyers, including millennials. So they found that 65.3% of millennials associate home ownership with the American dream, and 56.1% expect to buy a home in the next 5 years. It's gone up 15%. So that's pretty interesting about the millennial generation.
Absolutely.
Because when I was younger, it was more, let's do the rental versus the buying situation. But now the millennials generation, they tend to really say they want a piece of that American dream, and how do I do that earlier rather than later?
Exactly, which is a great move because we all know with renting, you're either paying someone else's mortgage for them, or you're paying too much money to live where you're living.
It's true. I mean, you think of the millennials in their 20s and mid-20s, if they're buying a house, say, for 30 years, gosh, by the time they're 50, 55, whatever, it's, on a 30-year mortgage, it's all paid off.
It's all paid for,
right?
And that's great because at that point they're getting ready to retire and you won't have that bill.
Right, and we were talking about that as part of a retirement plan is, having that mortgage paid off should be part of the retirement plan.
Absolutely.
It is a...
I did want to add one thing if there's a minute though too. We talked about credit and we talked about things like that. We didn't talk about really the people that don't have such good credit. There is still a market for those people. There's FHA, there's those type of loans that can be done too. So I don't want to leave those people out.
No, sure.
I mean, they can still get mortgages 3.5% down. USDA we do 0% down. So there's a lot of different products out there. I wanted to add that piece because if your credit's not that great, you can still get a loan. And a good loan.
No, that's good. Do you want to take over the show?
As a matter of fact, if you don't mind, I'll take the cup.
That's okay. You can take over the show.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break so we can have the Tony Foglio show back.
Yeah. I'll be back.
We're going to take a quick break. Yeah.
Anything else? First guest.
No, we're good. We'll be right back. Awesome, everybody. Welcome back to the Adam Christman Show with Tony Foglio from Greenway Mortgage. Hello. So, Tony, tell everybody in this camera, where can we find your information? How do we get in touch with you? How do we call you, ask you out?
Things like that, yeah. So you can Google Greenway Mortgage, my name. I have the
over here
office
now.
in Cream.
Yeah.
Now I can look over here? Okay. We have an office in Cream Ridge. That's where I'm at. My number is 732-221-7106.
And on top of that, you guys, he's a big animal lover.
Absolutely.
So I'm also Tony Foglio's veterinarian too,
Yes.
and we've had some. Took care of all your dogs.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Adam's been wonderful with everything. We lived near each other for a while, and he's fantastic. I can't say enough about him. He's a great person all the way around.
Thank you very much. No, thank you. I mean, if you want to have the most amazing neighbor, everyone wants to live in a community. We have great neighbors, and Tony's your guy. It was so nice to have you taking care of our family and everything. So, such a wonderful guy, and being taking care of his fur babies too. We've been through some good times and bad times, just like kind of the journey of any pet owner has been, and and it's nice to maintain such a great friendship throughout all of that. So, but guess what, Tony? Guess what time it is for?
Time
for Pet of the Week! I feel like I should have intro music for that. Intro.
We'll work on that. Yeah.
We'll get it going. We'll get the speed up there. But you guys, look how cute this one is. The Pet of the Week this week is Charlie. Oh my gosh, look how cute he is. I can't even take it, you guys. So Charlie is 2 years old. He's absolutely delicious, and I cannot find his bio. Here he is. He is owned by Jen Graff and Joe Cavanaugh in Lakewood, New Jersey. He's a smiley 2-year-old Australian Shepherd / Australian Cattle Dog / Great Pyrenees mix who was rescued by his parents. You get it?
Parents, got it.
From a high kill shelter in Alabama. He loves swimming in the ocean and chasing mean leaves around the yard. After having a poop emoji as a puppy, Charlie now calls all toys poop, which can seem silly when out in public. So while he loves to run and play soccer, Charlie's favorite activity is being a 60-pound lapdog and cuddling with his parents, sitting right on top of them. And Charlie, I love you. I'm also your veterinarian, and I love him to pieces. He's so sweet, you guys. And that disposition is constant. He's always smiling when he comes in and says hi to the Bricktown Veterinary Hospital family. So shout out to you, Charlie. You are our Pet of the Week. So congratulations. We love you guys. And shout out to Jen and Joe Cavanaugh. We love you guys. And they're getting married soon, so I get a little plug. So congratulations. And thank you for you guys out there watching our show, the Adam Christman Show. I hope you learned some great information from Tony.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on the show, of course.
Pleasure.
It's amazing. It doesn't remind you a little bit of Seinfeld when you come on, like when Kramer has the show?
Exactly. It really does. It really does.
I love it. So tune in next Friday, guys. I got new guests. We're going to talk a little bit about veterinary medicine. I got a veterinarian coming on. So hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves as well as your fur babies. And have a good week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.